deliberation they showed.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing comfortable about playoff games. Playing against really good teams, high stakes games, and there was a lot of game pressure on us. I thought our ability to just endure, their early punches, and just not being able to get back in the game for a long time. Our ability to endure that was big time. We held them to 15 points in the third in a quarter where we had 22 points, and we were still laboring offensively. And then in the fourth, the offense turned for us. But to be able to defend like that, in the third, to just keep, to win the quarter by 7 in a quarter where you have 22, it's just great endurance by the team.
In terms of the execution of the defense, what maybe jumped out to you about the way that you guys were able to dig in and get stops in the second half?
We executed well. We've executed well most of the series, to be honest with you, in the half court. But you said dig in. We dug in. That was, I thought, what the game was. We just were scrappy, and fought like crazy on that end of the floor. The execution was good, but the effort, physicality, all that was better.
Mark, what did you see from Shea in terms of the grip he sort of had on the game until the offense sort of came around?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. He missed some chippies, stuff that he normally makes in the flow of the game. And just like our team, he endured. He obviously, took that thing by the horns there, late. But the other thing is, he had an unbelievable blend and really found his teammates on a lot of plays and continued to find them. The shot Chet hit, the shot Lou hit, that he sprayed to them. That's him passing the ball at a critical time, down 2-1 in the fourth quarter when the team is shooting 20-something% from three. That just is unbelievable trust and confidence for him to rise to that in that moment. And for a young, ambitious star player, I was blown away by those plays.
Considering what Lou and J-Dub nights looked like to that point, maybe midway through the fourth, just what did you make of the plays they made down the stretch?
Huge, and that's where the trust comes in. That's where this team has an uncommon, ability to stay together. Tonight we really had to pull together. That was a really, really difficult game. And it went, it did not go our way for the majority of the game. And like I said, the ability to kind of endure when the wind is in your face, and just keep the game in striking distance and letting it turn, was just, incredible maturity, I thought.
Coach, did you think that overall you won the battle? You made the free throws late with a rookie up there doing it, but also just the overall discipline. Did you feel that was more there tonight, especially late?
I thought our situational basketball down the stretch was great. I thought the guys executed like crazy, in the last minute and a half of the game. That's critical when you have a lead like that. We get a shot every time down. Yeah, really, really good.
Why do you think you guys have been so successful limiting the scoring from their stars, from Luke and Kyrie, really all series, but especially tonight?
Yeah, I mean, and last game for those guys to have 44 in the game combined, that's really hard to do with their potency. I just think you just got to be able to take punches against them. They're great players. They're incredibly talented. They have great confidence, and you just got to be able to kind of take hits, when they make tough ones and when they make great plays. And that's what I thought we did tonight. And we've done that all series. I think that's kind of been stable throughout the series. And tonight we found some stuff offensively. I thought we generated better shots, especially in the fourth quarter. But we have to keep that up, obviously, to continue to compete in the series.
Following up on Joel's last question, guys didn't really have it offensively tonight, but found other ways to be effective. I mean, would you think about the way that they found those ways to be effective in this high-pressure situation?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the mark of a winning player is, willingness to do the invisible things and willingness to commit to those things even when, the game's not going your way. And like Jalen Williams, goes in there, Jay Will, and gives us huge minutes in the fourth quarter. Gets a couple offensive rebounds. He had the play that we got the challenge on. But he missed layups. He, gave up an offensive. It's like he had to take his punches, and he just keeps coming. And it's just incredible fortitude by the players.
Navarro gets slimmer and slimmer as the game goes along. Only 8 turnovers tonight, tied him for offensive rebound. Didn't let them go crazy on the offensive glass. I mean, just seemed like you guys were big in those little things all night. What did you think about that?
We were even on the glass, even in second chance. So we split that, and the turnovers were great. I thought, despite the fact that it was a difficult shooting night, and despite they're playing great defense, Dallas, right now. And despite the fact that they're playing great D, we missed a couple opportunities when we did get our cracks. For us to kind of win that possession battle was huge tonight.
You mentioned you guys executing down the stretch. It looked like there was some confusion after you fouled on kind of the up three, but I assume that was the strategy. What kind of happened on that play?
The plan was to foul up 3. We fouled up 3. Kaysen was trying to load Irving, and Irving got kind of stuck. So I think he didn't want to bail him out. Dub didn't want to bail him out, and everybody was on the same page in terms of what the strategy was. And then I think the way that he came over half court, picked the ball up, so they kind of bailed on it. And then Shea made a heads up play there to go get Washington.
Shea hit 14 twos tonight, I think 9 at the rim. How much of it was about his just kind of times difficult shot making down the stretch, and how much did the offensive kind of script from you guys change in the fourth?
Well, the one he threw over the backboard was a difficult shot, that's for sure. So we'll throw that one aside. I thought he had, like I said, a good blend. He was on the he was really on the gas. They're selling out at the rim, and when you shoot it poorly, they're only going to get more aggressive, and that's where he found his spots. He was able to get separation. I thought he got some clean looks that he can make. I actually think he missed some clean looks that he got earlier in the game, but that's where they're loaded up. He's got it cooking. It's a close game. We're down 2-1, and he's just spraying the ball over the floor. Even before we started making them. I thought that was big time performance by him. Not just the scoring. I've seen him score like that before, but just the trust in that moment. For a guy like him. Oof.
He's the kind of guy that on the box score, when you watch him this year, doesn't pop off the page, but if you watch the game, sometimes the most impactful player on the floor when he's out there. And tonight's game specifically did a lot of things. What impressed you most from him?
Just how easy he is to trust as a 20-year-old player or whatever in that game. He's guarding Irving, he's guarding Doncic, he's banging threes, he's where he's supposed to be. He's just doing exactly what we're trying to accomplish in the game plan and the system on both ends of the floor. And then, from a competitive standpoint, he's a big-time competitor, even at a young age.
You mentioned your team's uncommon ability to stay together. I know you've seen this all season long, but as a coach, when you're seeing that, does it refresh or rejuvenate your passion for coaching?
I'll just, this team is a pleasure to coach. That's all I'll say. I mean, they're just a pleasure to coach. Many times over the course of time, I've been in awe of our team, and tonight was one of those nights.
Well, with Garrett in the first half there, what were you hoping to see from him, and did it provide it for you guys?
I was hoping to see exactly what I saw. Great energy. That was a fight. That game was a brawl, and he's a brawler. So I thought he had his hands on balls in the first half, offensive rebounds that we maybe could have gotten that we didn't, but he just elevated the level of competitiveness, physicality. I give him a lot of credit. He's been, seldom used even in our last series, and his readiness to go in there and be completely in character, despite the fact that we haven't gone to him very much, was very impressive to me.